That is the end of the questions. Now the next question, question 145. In accordance with Rule 13710, Honorable Dubazana will take charge of the question. The question is asked to the Minister of Public Service and Administration.
Point of order, House Chair.
Honorable Steenhuisen.
I'd like to address you in terms of Rule 1371, if I may.
1371.
1371. 1371 applies to the form and placement of questions. It refers specifically to a member. If one looks at the definition of member in the new rule book, it says it means a member of the Assembly. That is further defined in section 47(1) of the Constitution. As you would know from a point of order that was taken in the House yesterday, there remains confusion whether in fact the member in whose, well, I'm referring to the term member academically, is in fact a member of this House. And if you allow this question to proceed, whether in fact it's procedurally correct for someone who may not be a member of this House to have a question on the parliamentary order paper. I'd like a ruling from you in this regard.
I agree with you, but the message that I got, I can allow the Chief Whip to respond to this. Let me just allow it without having to say what I think. Honorable Chief Whip.
Honorable Chair, this House has requested an investigation. And this House has not barred any member from being a member of this House, as informed by the Constitution for Section 47 of the Constitution. Therefore, indeed, the member that is being investigated is a member of this House. That's a member that you have requested an investigation on a member of this House, and until House Chair, this House gets a report from the Office of the Speaker on the investigation, that we cannot prejudge such an investigation. It will be jumping the gun. It will be prejudicial to the member, because this House has not received any report as asked by the DA and indeed by this House of an investigation surrounding a member of this House. We can't investigate any other member except a member of this House. Thank you very much, Chair.
Honorable Shibambu, your hand was up first. Oh, you want to come again? I'll give you an opportunity.
It's the first time that I see a chief whip of a majority party say unconstitutional things with so much energy like the chief whip of the ANC did. The Constitution says that you cannot be a member of parliament if you're sworn in as a councillor. Immediately she was sworn in as a councillor in Mogale City, she lost the membership of parliament. Even if she did not submit a resignation, you can't be both. It's not constitutional. It's not even an act that provides for that. It is the Constitution that says that you can't be a public representative in two spheres of government. So what we must do to this question, we must email it to Mogale City. She will ask it there as councillor of Mogale City, because she tried to be a mayor, she was defeated. She must be opposition there as a councillor. She must ask the mayor that they will answer those questions there, and the MMCs there. Not yet.
Honorable Steenhuisen.
House Chairperson, thank you very much. And thank you, Chief Whip, for your attempt to, and I respect that you have to try and defend your members. But we also have a duty in terms of this House to defend the Constitution. So Section 47(1)(b) is very clear. Every citizen who is qualified to vote for the National Assembly is eligible to be a member of the Assembly, except, and I jump now to B, permanent delegates to the National Council of Provinces, or members of a provincial legislature, or a municipal council. The Constitution prohibits dual membership. The point is, the Honourable Mabe was sworn in as a councillor in Mogale City. She accepted nomination to be a mayor in that city. That was seconded by that city. She therefore tacitly resigned from this House when she accepted and raised her hand to be sworn in as a member of the Machale City Council. Now, I know that the table advice is probably that you defer this question, but I think there's a more fundamental question. That's whether a non-member of this House can, in fact, have a question on the order paper. And I would ask you for a ruling in this matter. So we can investigate all we like, but the truth of the matter is that Councillor Mabe has no right to have a question on the order paper today.
Honorable Malema, I'll come to you, Chief Whip. I've
No,
not recognized you.
Honorable Chair, the investigation is not about whether this person did not accept the membership of a council. The investigation is about whether there was fraud committed. That's what we're investigating, and the EFF has even opened a case to that effect. Now, it is agreed here, there's no one here who's disputing that she was sworn in as a councillor. She even stood as a mayor and lost. It's not in dispute. And immediately when she accepted that, Honorable Jackson Mthembu, then she lost the membership of this House according to the Constitution. So this question must fall. And then we go to the next question, because we can't be entertaining the question of non-members yet. Questions will be asked by members. If you want us to entertain questions of councillors, that's unacceptable. So we are asking that we leave this question, and then the investigation must go on. What we're debating now is the question here, which has got nothing to do with the investigation. The investigation must go on, this question must fall, and then we go to the next question.
Chief Whip.
Chair, we need to be very procedural. And indeed, the question of procedure, and that's what the investigation must unearth, whether a sitting member of parliament can be sworn in as a councillor. Indeed, whether such an act was legal and legit when such a member had not resigned from this House. And indeed, that's what the investigation must unearth. And I can assure you, you can go to any learned lawyer from your side. Any learned lawyer will tell you that that action in Machale City was ultra vires. Any learned lawyer. That whilst a member is sitting as a member of this higher house, that member could not simultaneously be sworn in as a councillor. Now I'm giving you free education. Now, but I will assist you, Chair. I will assist you, because we still need a report in this House. I'm therefore I was just doing civic duty for these members. We jump this question. Jump this question, not on the basis that the member is not a member. That should not be the issue. This House has no jurisdiction to investigate a member who is not a member. Has no jurisdiction. Therefore, you are investigating a member who was sworn in elsewhere. And we can assure you that I'm trying to assist you, Chair. The basis, if you jump the question, let's jump it until we get a report by our parliament on the investigation, not on the basis that the member is not a member of this House. Thank you very much.
Honorable Mbacha, I saw your hand up.
Chair, with due respect to Honorable Mthembu, we can't even hear what you are saying, because exactly on your tone and understanding of the set of events, you yourself are confused. Take the instruction and the recommendation from the opposition chief whip. Otherwise, what you are saying has nothing to do with what we have asked.
Honorable Mokoena? No, don't worry.
Thank you. Chair, contrary to what the Honorable Mthembu is saying,
The Constitution is very clear because in 47.3 it says a member ceases to be a member of parliament and if he or she is not eligible. And that eligibility is then described in 47.1A and B. And therefore, that member, Mabe, ceased to be eligible because she does not qualify with 1A and B.
Thank you. Can I make this summary and before, because I really get your issues here. Can I make, Honorable Malema, can I please
I just want to make one point here.
No, I get, I think you explained.
No, just to say, you are again violating the Constitution.
Thank you very much,
You are making
Honorable.
that mistake again of treating a Constitution as some useless document. Everyone here refers you to a Constitution. In your response, you don't even use the same Constitution to dismiss us because you know constitutionally we are right. But because you are more loyal to the party than the Constitution, you rather defend your member than the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa.
Can I say this, honorable members? Let us say, because we did not get a report on the investigation, and we now, the question 145 falls off, and we continue to question 147, asked by Honorable Mthethwa.
House, as informed by the Constitution for Section 47 of the Constitution. Therefore, indeed, the member that is being investigated is a member of this House. That's a member that you have requested an investigation on a member of this House, and until House Chair, this House gets a report from the Office of the Speaker on the investigation that we cannot preach.
Member of this House to have a question on the parliamentary order paper.
I must
a ruling from you in this regard.
I agree with you, but the message that I got, I can allow the Chief Whip to respond to this. Let me just allow it without having to say what I think. Honorable Chief Whip.
Honorable Chair, this House has requested an investigation. And this House has not barred any member from being a member of this House. Such an investigation. It will be jumping the gun. It will be prejudicial to the member because this House has not received any report as asked by the DA and indeed by this House of an investigation surrounding a member of this House. We can't investigate any other member except a member of this House. Thank you very much, Chair.
Honorable Shibambu, your hand was up first. Oh, you want to come again? I'll give you a opportunity.
To the form and placement of questions, it refers specifically to a member. If one looks at the definition of member in the new rule book, it says it means a member of the Assembly. That is further defined in section 47(1) of the Constitution. As you would know from a point of order that was taken in the House yesterday, there remains confusion whether in fact the member in whose, well, I'm referring to the term member academically, is in fact a member of this House. And if you allow this question to proceed, whether in fact it's procedurally correct for someone who may not be a member.
That is the end of the questions. Now the next question, question 145. In accordance with Rule 13710, Honorable Dubazana will take charge of the question. The question is asked to the Minister of Public Service and Administration.
Point of order, House Chair.
Honorable Steenhuisen.
I'd like to address you in terms of Rule 1371, if I may.
1371.
1371. 1371 applies